late 2022, the Disney Store surprised everyone by releasing 2 new 3-packs based on classic Cars tunes. The Heavy Metal Mater 3-pack included Dex, Heavy Metal Mater, and Heavy Metal McQueen, and the Air Mater 3-pack included Mater Hawk, a Falcon Hawk, and the Lightning McQueen Hawk. I was really excited to pick these up as someone who never got their hands on the Dex diecast or the Heavy Metal Mater diecast or any of these 3 diecasts from Mattel. It's always cool to be able to pick up some Disney Store versions of characters I don't have from Mattel, especially ones like this. I never expected them to just randomly drop a new Air Mater product, but here we are. This is super cool. But it turns out this actually isn't a new product. I was surprised when I reviewed the Heavy Metal Mater 3-pack. I was surprised to learn that these cars included, for the first time in 5 years, didn't have pullback action, while every single other Disney Store release, like I said, since 2018, has had a pullback feature. Turned out that these 2 3-packs are actually just straight re-releases of older Disney Store diecasts, something I don't really mind. I didn't collect the Disney Store cars back in the day, so it is nice to have some of the older items re-released. Here's the thing, though. The faces on old Disney Store cars used to be pretty rough. And for the Heavy Metal Mater 3-pack, they were nice enough to actually improve the expressions on Heavy Metal McQueen and Mater, making them look like this instead of this. Unfortunately, the same thing wasn't done for this pack. So, while they don't look that bad, Mater and McQueen do have sort of off expressions. Anyway, guys, welcome back to yet another review. Today, I'm very excited to be taking a look at the Disney Store Air Mater 3-pack. So, let's get started. Again, this is a direct re-release of a 3-pack from back in the day. I assume back when Air Mater first released in, late 2011. I believe it first came out with the DVD of Cars 2. At least that's how I first saw it. But yeah, there's really nothing to see on the box of Disney Store cars ever. They used to do pretty unique boxes. They don't anymore. Just generic Cars packaging. So you know what? I'm going to get these guys out of the box off screen, because as we all know, the Disney Store puts all these guys in high security prison, and you have to break them out. You've got to be kidding me. These guys are screwed in. Back in the day, the Disney Store would screw in cars in multi-packs and also even in singles, because again, the Disney Store really doesn't want you breaking into their overpriced, poor quality compared to Mattel items. I really have to get out a screwdriver for this? Seriously? Nowadays, they're smart enough to use twist ties and plastic pegs and stuff, you know, things that a child could actually handle and get out of the package without begging their parents to whip the screwdriver out. But for real though, with this being a straight up re-release of an older pack, with no changes to the diecast at all, I guess it makes sense that they're still screwed in. They're screwed in, which means I'm getting screwed over by the fact that I have to go get out a screwdriver. I'll be right back. You guys are so lucky that this is being filmed and edited down, and you don't actually have to experience this, because this is taking a stupidly long amount of time, because the screws are this long, which means they are, like, super deep in the bases of the cars. Remember back in the day when the Disney Store would do, like, 30 car gift packs, but all the cars would be screwed in? Imagine being a kid who got that, like, 30 car gift pack for Christmas. And he's like, oh, gee, I want to play with my cars now. Oh, no, sorry, son. We gotta unscrew all of them first. And then the dad sits there for 2.5 hours regretting buying his son this item, because he has to tediously unscrew 30 toy cars. You could have just gotten a Mattel multi-pack. Those cars are better quality. They're cheaper. They're not held in by 18-inch long screws. Oh, hey, they're all out. They're free. They're free. Look at that. Look at all these plastic pieces that the screws are attached to, holding them in. So here are 3 cars or planes or car-plane hybrids out of the package. And like I said, these are just the exact same as the older Air Mater releases from back in the day. But if you, like me, never got those, then this is your perfect chance to get them. The Disney Store doesn't really do re-releases like that, or at least they haven't for the past few years, because everything they've been making has been a pullback. While most of those cars reuse expressions from older releases, and molds from older releases, they were technically new because they added in that pullback action functionality. But I'd really love to see the Disney Store continuing to re-release older items that a lot of us probably missed out on back in the day. I think this is really, really cool to do. I do just wish that they had updated the faces because, again, back in the day, Disney Store faces were pretty rough. The eyes were often way too big, way too far apart. They really just don't look like Cars character eyes, in my opinion. Something about the way they were painted on just doesn't look like the characters. I think it's just how they painted the eyes themselves. Compare this to Mattel's diecasts, who have always made the eyes look just like the characters. Here they're almost too stylized, with these weird thick lines and designs and stuff. I don't know, something just looks off. And a lot of characters barely had a facial expression in the first place. So, yeah, this is definitely something I've gotten better with over the years. If you want proof, just look at what I showed earlier, the old Heavy Metal Mater releases versus the updates. All they did was change up the eyes for McQueen and Mater. They reused the molds, reused the mouths, reused everything, and they looked significantly better. Would have been nice if they changed up the faces here to make them look a little more like Lightning and Mater, but whatever. I'm not going to complain, except I guess I already have. But yeah, this is so cool. I've never had any pieces of Materhawk merchandise before, so it is very cool to have him, and honestly, kind of surreal to own this now, because again, I never got any of those old Disney Store releases, and now I'm basically holding one in my hand. We've got the M on the roof for Materhawk, of course. Got the hood there, red paint job, unfortunately a paint blemish. As per usual, Disney Store's quality is never the best. Moving on to the sides, we of course have his wings, which seem like, yeah, just a big plastic insert piece. How this thing is made is probably very, very interesting. I really like those bright red hubcaps. How often do you see hubcaps on a Mater, right? Of course, his eyes are tucked behind a windscreen, which is very, very cool. This is also a separate plastic piece. I think the helmet's also a plastic piece. Everything's just sort of fused together when they're making it. As you can see, we've got the Falcon Hawks logo there, playing with the helmet and lightning bolt wings. Down here, it says Materhawk. Down here, we have legal information. Over here, we have, let's see, what does it say? Oh, it just says Materhawk again with sort of a shield crest logo. Got the M there. You've got some rockets in the back. I love that Mater still has his A113 license plate. There's a look at his other side. Oh, hey, these are rubber. Wow, I didn't know that. These are rubber or a very soft plastic. These are a bit harder. These are not. Is that true? Yeah, that's true for these wings on this plane and all four of McQueen's back wings. That's very interesting. There's the other side. And then there is a look at the base. Moving on to the Falcon Hawk. This is very, very cool. It doesn't roll very well. It does have rolling wheels, but they are very, very, like, I don't know, there's a lot of friction there. They don't roll all that well. Also, I'm very concerned about the stability of that. You know, again, Disney Store is never really the highest quality. Hopefully these don't break off if you play nice with them. This one, the front one, looks a lot sturdier. As you can see, you've got a pretty determined expression. Does it have a mouth? Is this the mouth? I guess this is the mouth. Okay, so what they did is, see, the car, or rather the plane, is put together with two separate pieces, and I like how they molded the mouth as part of the mouth plate here. That's honestly kind of clever, but yeah. Yes, that's supposed to be the mouth. Interesting choice. Doesn't look the best, but it is definitely a clever way to work around, you know, incorporate where the mouth on the plane would be, and also incorporate how the item has to be assembled. Falcon Hawk's logo there. I don't know which Falcon Hawk it is. Oh, it's number 1. Never mind. Falcon Hawks. We've got the shield logo there. And this just says, oh, this is Blue Hawk. Thanks. Got the one there on the back. Got the rockets in the back. This is a really, really cool item. I've never owned a plane from the Disney Store before. This is just a really, really cool 3-pack in general. It's so cool to get these. So cool to get re-releases of older Disney Store cars. And who would have thought that I'd be reviewing newly released Air Mater items in 2023, right? Finally, we of course have Lightning McQueen Hawk, who's got sort of a determined expression, but again, it's not the best looking expression. He doesn't have a letter or number on him. He's just got a lightning bolt because he's Lightning McQueen Hawk. And if you forget, it says it right under his wing. With the Falcon Hawks logo there, once again, lightning bolt there. With the back wings, the shield logo, they all have the same decals and designs, just put onto different bodies. As you can see, they all have sort of this yellow part going to a point. I just like how the intensity of that point is different depending on the shape of the car, or rather the strange car plane hybrid amalgamation. Something about seeing these rockets where Lightning's taillights should be makes me very uncomfortable. I like the fact that it looks like his taillights were removed and these parts were put in. Like you could see, they don't take up the entire space of the taillight. That's a very fun detail in the mold. I don't know if that was intentional, but I really, really like that. There is his other side, and finally, there is a look at his base. So, if you got 25 bucks to spend, and you want to pick up some cool Disney Store cars that look just like the ones from back in the day, if you want some Aeromator items, because you don't have any, or you just want some large-scale Aeromator items, and you also have a screwdriver laying around, then I'd honestly recommend this pack. I'd probably recommend, I don't know, I was going to say I'd probably recommend the Heavy Metal Mater pack more. They cost the same. I'd probably recommend them equally. I think these are cooler items, but the Heavy Metal Mater pack has better faces on their characters. It's up to you. I say buy them both. That'll cost you $50, but I was going to say I think it's worth it, but I don't think it's worth it. These guys have always been overpriced. But still, very, very cool pack. Very, 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 very cool. And I really, really like them. Even if it took me like 4 minutes to unscrew them. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.